So, Raj, given all of your experience and the longevity that you have within AI, we want to ask you a lot about your thoughts on how it might impact private equity and deal sourcing specifically. But maybe before we get into that, would you give us a primer on where things stand right now generally? Are we going to lose our jobs next year? I've heard that call centers are primed for AI replacement. What industries in your mind are prime targets for disruption?
Yeah, I think I again with technology, I think I go back to the William Gibson quote pretty often, which is that the future is already here. It is just not distributed evenly. I think that there are so many companies that are just rushing headfirst into the power of large language models. To the credit of a lot of the large tech incumbents, usually startups just move a lot faster than the incumbents, but in this case, I think the incumbents are just throwing so many resources and tens of billions of dollars at the AI game that it is not clear exactly how this is going to shake out, because the cycle, I think, is going to look very different from the other cycles that we've seen, as far as the rise of smartphones, the rise of social media, and the on-demand economy and things like that. So I don't think we're all losing our jobs within the next year. I think that this stuff will take some time to trickle through, but one thing I can that a trend that I do see is that AI is extremely disinflationary. So it's interesting coming out of this, the last few years of pretty high inflation in across the world, and even in the U.S. I think that the future is starting to look like it's just going to need fewer people to do the same thing. What I can talk about from my personal experience rolling out Ivy at for tens of thousands of front desk agents, including, by the way, hundreds at specific customers' call centers that ended up integrating with our processes for Ivy, is that one person that is using AI can do the work of 3 or 4 people, potentially up to 10, depending on exactly what that task is. And that is going to transform for sure, call centers and customer operations of all kinds, marketing and sales, software engineering, and research and development. I would say that those are the key areas that were identified in a recent McKinsey report about generative AI, and that's it definitely stands to reason that those are the areas where you are making a lot of decisions based on a huge amount of information that typically one human can't really keep in their head, right? You can't keep all the customer docs of a large scale company in your head, but an AI actually, with the kind of token length that is now possible with certain platforms like Claude and even Gemini Pro, they're able to keep a lot of stuff in memory and then respond educatedly to the end customer. And of course, for the customer, ultimately, what is the best experience we can deliver? I think that's a question that's being asked around the horn quite a bit at pretty much every company. And often, the best experience is to get the person an answer in 1 second, not have them wait on hold for 6 minutes, then have a human get on and then explain your issue and provide your email address. I mean, it's just a lot of the customer operations that are currently broken, I think will get updated significantly through this process. But that said, again, just to reemphasize, this stuff does take some time. Enterprises will take a while to update this stuff, and I would say 5 years is probably a better timeline in terms of when we start to see compression of the number of people that are required to do a specific thing. And in that time frame, hopefully what opens up is new, higher paying, better jobs that are AI enabled, that actually enable people to orchestrate rather than do the work themselves. Because if it's a level of intelligence that can be automated, it will be automated. And frankly, we should want to do that, because I don't see a lot of people choosing to go to the well with a bucket of water to bring that home today when we've got plumbing. And this is that's exactly what AI is doing to knowledge work as well.